Good evening, love. Good evening, light. Wherever and whenever you are, for us, it's evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Wendy. This is my husband, Dave. And thank you for enjoying this sharing. We're coming to you live here. Sorry, I had a moment. Coming to you live here from Central Alabama in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. And it's a very, very, very cold day today here, as it is probably in most of our country. So whenever, or wherever you're coming from, welcome. Hi, thank you for being here. I hope you can hear and see us okay. So maybe you could give us a little message. And I wanted to welcome Teresa. She's already here in the Zoom room. Hey, Jody. Jody's out there too. So yeah, if you want to let everybody know about the how to hang out with us,
Yeah, so
we'll start there.
In the description on YouTube is a link for Zoom, and you just need to click on that and follow the link, and you can join us in Zoom. And you do not have to be on video or a microphone if you don't want to.
If you don't want to.
But anyone that joins in a few minutes, we will send the request to see if you want to come live on video. So
otherwise, you could just come on and hang out, enjoy the energy, or request an oracle card. It's kind of fun to be in the energy and in the room. So
we're excited to hang out. Today is the 9th anniversary of Wendy's YouTube channel.
Hard to believe it. So yes, if you're new to my channel, thank you for joining us today. And if you've been with me for the beginning or anywhere in between, thank you guys. I can't even believe it. Sometimes I've told Dave a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even believe it. It's like gonna be my anniversary again for YouTube. And here it is 9 years later. And so much has changed. And I know everybody, hears that because change is the constant. And that's a great thing. And it's just amazing to me how much I have shared over this time. So yeah, but oh, hi Jody. So yeah, if you guys want to, what do you want to do? You want people to just raise their hand if they want to say hi or say something?
I'm going to promote
okay,
each person that comes in as a panelist, and if they want to join as a panelist, you could leave your video off, you could turn it on,
whichever you like. So I wanted to welcome here already in the Zoom room is Jody and Teresa. So hi, how are you? So yeah, if you want to unmute and just say hello, that'd be just fine. I'll give everybody a moment to if they want to say hi, and I'm looking through my glasses. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. So where are you coming from? Hi.
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it hot?
No.
Did you guys get the winter?
It's warmer than most places in the country, and it's beautiful otherwise. But yeah, it's for me, this time of night, now that the sun's down, it probably would be too chilly to be out in a t-shirt. So because I'm not adapted, but
yeah, well, I've never been to Arizona. Dave and I have been talking about it a lot. And of course, I think that most people, when they think of Arizona too, everybody wants to see Sedona. Everybody wants to go there. I know for me, as far as, being someone who is familiar with Bashar and spiritualism and the vortexes and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I've always wanted to go. And we were just talking about it.
It's not to be missed, that's for sure. October would be the amazing time to go, like the beginning of October. But you don't have to wait.
I heard that
March.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, because there's an event there in March. I was wondering what it's like there.
Yeah, no, it should be beautiful. Actually, let's see. Cooler than here. And but you could potentially see snow if it got down low enough. They had snow on the Red Rocks the other day. I was like, oh, that looks so pretty.
I bet it is.
I didn't attend the Bashar event. This is funny because the most recent Bashar event, when he came to Bell Rock in Sedona, I really wanted to see him, but I didn't want to pay the money. I so I went to Sedona thinking, oh, maybe his ship will come and I'll be able to have a ship experience, right? Just being outside during the event because they were going to do this meditation. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be inside during that. I want to see stuff happening. And so yeah, I actually went down while they were doing it just to see if they could see anything. I didn't have any experience, but yeah, it was fun just to go down there because I love the energy. So it was
That's awesome. And I wore my contact crystal so that I have my energy from
nice.
Yeah, by my Bashar contact crystal. I actually had to run back upstairs really quick and go get it because I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my crystal. I can't do this without my crystal. So
Permission slip. Uh-oh.
yes,
No,
exactly. My permission slip. So yeah, I love to hear that. I love to hear and that's,
And I think before we get
oh
started,
yeah, sorry. I get to talking.
we should offer a light language blessing.
Oh, okay, sure, of course.
If anyone has any questions about
Light language, please hop in or let me know in the chat. If you're new to it. Hey, Jody. Oh, she says, I forgot how to turn on my video and my voice. Give me. Are you on your phone, Jody, or your computer? There should be a, let's see. There should be a little icon for you at the bottom of or I think it's at the bottom of your screen. One's the camera and the. Oh, there she is. Well, we got you on the screen. Awesome. Yeah, so that's how my channel started. Teresa, are you new to my channel or how'd you find me or hi?
Hi, I found you definitely through YouTube and yes, fairly new.
Oh, awesome.
We'll just leave it short and sweet. Yes.
That's good to know because I want it kind of lets me know. I don't want to repeat myself for everybody or for everybody who's already been around a little while, but that's really that's how I started with the channel was through light languages. I actually started listening to Bashar and I started using the sacred circuitry symbols, started working with them. One thing led to another. I started meeting people who were channeling and speaking light languages and hanging out with them. And one day I just started speaking light languages. And, from that moment forward, it was just my highest joy and excitement to just share my journey, my journal. I was journaling what was going on with me the last, now 9 years. And so that's really how it started. I started hearing things and connecting with things and studying Reiki and Galactic Reiki. And so Jody, my friend Jody Reiki mediums here today. Hi, Jody, my Reiki girl.
So light language blessing.
So we'll start with a light language blessing. So if just listen with your hearts if you're new to light language and just let the information flow. We're going to talk about flow today too. Like Isaba Sonote e Jono Koyanda Ishela Sanoto Vimba Yananaki. Tavianto Porveshana alla Santo Piki, Save Sonolia, alla Cosonchea, la Cosotaya, e le Sonokia Vasote. Lizamosove, e Lambonia Taviando Koshoko, Kijanoti, Savasole, Legina Kiki, Tavali and Dorokopuyo to Vishamoso, Seva Somoli Eche Kiti Solo Viasha. I sort of was feeling and hearing this idea of all of us presenting our highest selves today. And so that's really when I have these gatherings, that's really how I feel is that we're all kind of here in our highest vibration. And I think a lot about Bashar because he's been a big teacher. If you're not familiar with Bashar, the entity channeled by Daryl Anka, bashar.org, if you're not familiar. And the information from not just him, but a lot of other channels, and in addition to Law of Attraction and Abraham and all that, that really was what resonated with me the most, was just to share what I was learning and what I was experiencing with no other reason. And even to this day, my channel, the funny thing about it is that it's always been about light language primarily and higher consciousness. How do we apply these permission slips, like you said, talking about what permission slips are, teaching the principles, remember living our lives yeah, incorporating the, the laws of existence and remembering this stuff on a daily basis in my daily life, when we're just living our daily lives, to remind ourselves that, we exist, we always will exist. What you put out is what you get back. Every single thing is here and now. Yeah, all of those ideas. The one is the all are the one. And we're all connected. And I think that's really the basis of how it all started too, was, and how it continues to be, is how do I see and express all my soul fragments, all the things that I experience, um and how do we apply this stuff in physical reality and still being, and the idea of that everything is connected, and that what we always thought were past lives are happening right now, that everything is here and now, then, and employing the idea of what little we know about physics and metaphysics and beyond physics, and how do we live happier, joyous lives? How is it that we came here to transmute darkness into light? What does an illuminator mean? What does a way shower mean? When I started this channel, there was like hardly anybody on YouTube talking or speaking light language at all. Like this, that's what's so funny about this whole journey, is that we really were the illuminators, helping others find the way, and simply by sharing, just by sharing. And that's really been the basis of it all along, is just sharing stuff that I experienced, whether it was walking through the woods, whether it was connections to Native American tribes, whether it was my connections to angels or star beings, or the things that I was hearing, the things that I was seeing, the things that I was writing. Once I started using the sacred circuitry from Sirius that was, given to us through Bashar, I started getting all kinds of downloads of symbols and things, and dreaming of all these things, and connecting to different collectives and consciousnesses. And all I wanted to do really was make videos and just share. That was it. And that's how it has been even to this day.
And today I wore my
Sasquatch
Sasquatch permission slip hat that was given to me by a good friend, Ivan. So if you're out there,
Hi, Ivan. Miss you,
give us a
buddy. Where you been?
and that's to sort of connect to the idea of connecting back with nature, connecting back with our origins, and making friends with all of nature, including the Sasquatch.
That too. I mean, that's really how it started with me, really, was just making videos outside and starting to discover my shamanic paths that I had taken so many times in so many parallel realities. And once I started to understand things more about parallel realities and other lifetimes, and it just started to literally unlock things for me. Oh, and let's talk about that. And one
So if you've been watching this channel at all,
numbers,
you would know that Wendy is a numbers girl. And
it all started with 1111. I think for many people.
and for me too, I saw 1111 all the time.
I think a lot of people have in their.
Today is a number 7
Yes.
day.
So today is January 16th, 2024, as we count time. And today is the 16th, and today's date actually equals 16. And when you reduce it down and add that together, it equals 7. The number 7, of course, for many people, and especially for Dave and I, carries its own energy, its own synchronicities. I was playing one day with my painting, and we'll get to the paintings and stuff too. But so where is my number 7? Unlock. Where are you? I can't even see my own painting. Oh, here it is. Okay, so number 7. So I was goofing around painting the sacred symbols from Sirius, and so anyway, here's number 7, which is unlock. And so today's energy being a 7-day, and it's also so the date equals 16, which equals 7, the whole date equals 7. So there's this like double 7 unlocking energy that I feel when I'm working with these sacred circuits. And so this being a 7-day, Dave and I met in a video chat for the first time on 7/7, and then the whole date equaled 7. So it was a bunch of 7s for us. And I think people also recognize the number 7 as being part of spirit, as being a example of spiritual representation of spirituality. And then there's a lot of other things that we as a collective human collective consciousness utilize these numbers and these sequences and numbers as Teresa mentioned, as a permission slip to use to create a particular vibration, as do each one of our numbers for a variety of different reasons. So that's one of the energies today is the 7. And then also the idea that the year 2024 equals 8. And so that has been, and it's funny because I've been hearing a lot of people on YouTube talking about the word flow, and this is the year of flow. And now I don't know how many of those people actually even realize that the sacred circuit for number 8 is flow. And so for me, of course, being very familiar with that energy and that idea, this whole idea of last year was that for me, for many of us, that idea of unlock. What are we unlocking in 2023? And then now, how do we take what we've unlocked and incorporate it into into the flow of our lives? How do we actually realize, make real the idea of when we're following our highest joy and excitement, it's not that things just fall in our lap, but it's that things that are excited, more things that excite us are attracted to us, and going with the flow of that and learning to trust the flow that we already have. Just like Bashar says, trust the support that you already have, trust the flow that you already have. There's so many different directions that my mind goes. And this idea of moving into those of us who are excited about the flow of moving into the frequency of open contact. What does that mean to us? What does it mean to become a stellar united family? Literally, I think it's pretty clear that it's not that if they're here, it's when are we going to all be ready to meet each other? How can we facilitate that? How do we change our own vibrations to move to the frequency of the version of Earth that contains that highest joy and excitement? But for me, it goes so much further than that, so much further than just open contact and extraterrestrials and hybrid children. And that's a whole nother, idea.
So as a side effect of raising your vibration, one of the things that happens is you become more aware of all that you are and all that is. And spiritual entities are part of that, all that is. Extraterrestrials are a bigger part of all that is. And it's all really a reflection of you. And the idea is with open contact and first contact, it's already happened. And recognizing it and bringing it into your reality as just a daily way of being allows for those things to reflect back in a more physical manifestation. So we already know for years people have been talking to dead people and spirits. They've been channeling, has been around for millennium, and it's accepted. It's just now it's being accepted in a much more public way. You don't have to be, an elder shaman that has, climbed to the top of every mountain and collected dirt and pollen in order to have these connections and to become a channel of information. We see on TV now all the time, people connecting with loved ones that have passed. It's now mainstream. So this open contact idea has already happened. Of course, we see all kinds of things about UFOs, people seeing aliens, people seeing UFOs in the sky, unexplained things. Some things may be obviously UFOs or whatever they want to call them now. What's the term that they use? Unknown aircraft.
Oh.
Unknown craft.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, unknown.
But people have been seeing these things all the time, and sometimes they're just cloud formations. But you look at them and you know, because you're getting closer and closer to that vibration, that they're now manifesting maybe still as nature, but in a cloud, or weird lights that you see in the sky. They may not be an obvious spaceship, but we're getting closer to that vibration, and they're getting closer to us, and they're melding into the reality. And some people, and I think more in the past, where there might be one person standing here and seeing something obvious in the sky, and the person standing next to them doesn't see anything because they're so far away in vibration. I think now, the way the tracks have been splitting and realities have been coagulating in the way that they are, that even your vibration is so high that all the people around you are going to be sharing in that sort of bubble of reality. And even though there's still belief systems and other definitions that affect what people see and experience, it's sort of like how Bashar talks about, if we just came to Earth in our high vibration, you would go crazy.
Oh, yeah, right. We wouldn't be
All
able
your
to-
fears would come up
Yep.
because they don't belong in that high vibration, and you're gonna be in our high vibration, and it's just too dangerous.
Well, how many times do we listen? I can only speak for myself and from what others have said, but how many times do we listen to something or someone and we just burst into tears? And sometimes we're not even aware why. It's just all of a sudden those belief systems have risen to the surface. And even if we're not identifying what exactly they are, and that's part of what this flow is too. And he talked about the eye of the needle and how do we apply these principles to get through, shedding those old beliefs, getting rid of the things that don't serve us anymore.
And Tree and Jody, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, just, just
unmute. This is our
and-
hangout.
Yeah, we're just, well, because I could just talk about this all.
Oh, I wanted to, since you love numbers, I'll just share that two things. I pulled a rune because I'm actually working on a set of runes as we're doing them. And the one that I got was Jera, which is here, I'm working on these clay ones. Let's see if I can show this clay. So I pulled this one, which says year, and then peace, prosperity, fruitful harvest is just the synopsis of that one, which I thought was great for the year. So that was me just kind of, hey, what do I need to know about this year for me?
That's really
my other half who's about to head off to, oh, what was that? You have runes too?
I pulled my box of runes out right before the hangout. That's funny.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm so
and then my other half, somebody pulled tarot cards for him the other day, which we thought was unusual. We don't usually do that. He pulled 888s, which I was like, oh, infinity, prosperity. That's beautiful.
On my board, on my thing tonight, because I was getting that.
Oh, I was like, wow.
I love the synchronicities. That's one of the things I love sharing on when we hang out is all these crazy,
super crazy, interesting. So I was impressed. Oh, good. I thought it was very excited. So
oh, that was perfect. Thank you for that. I love that. Hey, Jody, what's up?
Hey, I am kind of sidetracked with these two dogs here. They're fighting over a ball, so I'm trying to not make too much noise for you guys and then keep track of these guys before somebody kills somebody. But the numbers have been coming up for me too. I've been seeing a lot of 7s and a lot of 8s lately. And then I've been playing Yahtzee. My granddaughter got me into it on an app on my phone lately.
Oh, that's fun. I love Yahtzee, and that's one of the games the actual board games I played growing up. So I love
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
And I think so many of us have always paid maybe more attention to numbers than others. I always felt like I was the weird one that paid attention to those things and dates and adding up numbers. And it's just something that sort of I always did. And I never really thought anything of it other than maybe other people just didn't do that.
So is there a particular message that you have to share about the 7s and the 8s, or the 7 and the
I guess I was trying to think if there was anything other than what what was already coming to me.
Low, yeah.
Other than,
Right.
but that seems so obvious because to me, because it's it's that circuit this year. And Dave wrote a program for anybody who's new to my channel, on languagesoflights.com on my website. Dave did a little program where he adds up the number for the day and then displays what the sacred circuit from Sirius is for that day on the home page of my website. So just to get people
Look at that.
familiar with it, to start, use like letting it connect with their brain. I know exactly what you're talking about, Jody. My puppy, I'll tell you what, you guys, most of the day, I'm telling you, I can't believe how much of the day is devoted to the dang dog. I'm not
Yes.
even joking. She's a little, I mean, she's a little over a year old, but she is nothing but puppy. And it's just
Mhm.
constant.
we spent the her out so she would be sleeping.
I want to make sure she usually sleeps about this time anyway. And that was like, I might as well do a hangout at nighttime when she's sleeping, and Dave's working. Thankfully, he works remotely, but he works all day. So scheduling things during the day is not as easy as it used to be. Not that I can't do them by myself, which I can. And I just haven't been doing a lot of videos by myself, but it's kind of that's a whole sort of,
Where we're moving in the YouTube world.
yeah,
discussion.
all of that too, and that idea. And that was one of the things that I really got excited about too, Teresa. And it was like Oracle cards. This Native Spirit deck was my very first one, and I didn't get runes until Dave bought me this set of runes, and that was only a couple of years ago. So I had never even really been familiar with them or played with them, and they're really nice. They're little well, here, you can pull one if you want, since we're playing with runes today, and numbers and stuff. And I love the idea of the runes because of the symbols. So, and we talk about all this stuff like our Egyptian connections, and so many of us are. Oh, something I did want to share with you guys, just that it was a message that I got right before I was starting to hang out, and maybe Dave can tell about his crystal. What'd you pick? Okay, you'll have to look it up for me.
The X.
Is it? It's not really it's not really.
It's not an X. But
So these are lapis lazuli runes.
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful. It's now.
Do you know what that is? Okay.
Now is
I don't know.
So for that here, I pull it up on Amazon as the one that I use. So it says now because
we have the-
lead.
Yeah, we have the
Self-reliance, endurance, survival.
what is
Depends on your question.
delays, restrictions, resistance, leading into strength, innovation, need, fire, distress, confusion, conflict, and the power of will to overcome them. Endurance, survival, and determination. A time to exercise patience, recognition of
Go with the
one's
flow.
fate. Sounds like that. Face your fears. Didn't we just say
Oh,
fears
oh my God.
today?
That's what I told Dave today. I said, that's it. I said, this is it. This is my year to just forget the fear. Like, what is this? What is this fear that we keep gripping onto? Why? Fear of what? Fear of what?
Mine is fear of being seen.
We
And
see you.
That's
It's okay.
and it's okay.
It's
Exactly.
okay to be seen.
And you would be surprised how being on YouTube for 9 years, I am still not the kind of person that wants to be seen. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and then and and that leads into a whole nother a whole nother discussion about YouTube as well. But I wanted to share a
It's
message.
just self-judgment though.
Yes, it is. It is.
And on top of that, I'm an extreme introvert. So I have, yeah.
Isn't it funny? But those of us who seem so extroverted on YouTube because we have this desire and passion to share something, but I'm telling you, we're more
Like, yeah.
introverted. I just am. I always
I
have.
just had a hot flash on camera, so whatever. You guys are fun. Just so you know. That's
Maybe it was this big Lemurian crystal.
Energy.
hang over here. It's
And I
oh,
love
thank you.
I
Probably.
love being in this energy with you guys, and I really appreciate it. And I don't want to go backwards 9 years and go over everything. You know what I mean? It's like I've got over I don't know, 1,600 videos, you guys. If you want to see that, go watch the videos.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is where I am today. This is who I am today. And this is where I want to focus on today. And I got this message right before we were setting up, and I grabbed this. I love this deck, this Beyond Lemuria deck. I haven't really used it at all. And
That's beautiful.
and I thought, and the artwork in here, you guys, is so beautiful. And I've been so immersed in artwork. If you've been watching my stuff lately, but I happen to see that, and Dave will have to tell us this Lemurian crystal, like I don't even know where he got it. But I just want to show you guys how
Huge.
big it was and
It's
how
huge.
And so I keep it sitting on top of the Lemurian box. And I was thinking about Cryon and some of the things that Cryon has talked about the Mu and Lemuria. And then Dave and I have been talking a lot about the Maya and how they were extraterrestrials. They came here as extraterrestrials and left as extraterrestrials. So we talked a lot about Maya and the calendar and and we'll talk about that. Well, all I want to say is we were thinking about how can we he and I start a new calendar, I guess, if you want to call it, starting from where the Maya left off and start to count days based upon that idea, in the idea of moving into this new 26,000 year age. And how does that relate? And anyway, I was looking at this box and the crystal, and it was almost like I could hear the crystal say to me, you will be the ones that they talk about, like you guys talk about Lemuria, like you guys talk about Atlantis, like you guys talk about the mysteries, the knowledge, the things that they understood, and how I'm getting chills. They said, you will be the ones that will be holding those mysteries, that there will be others that will look back on you as the ones who held these keys, these mysteries, who helped unlock this whole new age. Like we will be that story. And I don't know what that means. I have no idea from a clairvoyant standpoint, and I don't really want to guess because there's billions of possible realities moment by moment.
It's true.
It was like a very profound explanation of why my guides right off the bat started saying illuminators and way showers, because we're here to illuminate simply by walking in example, help illuminate others to see their own light simply by walking in our own example, sharing our own stuff, being who we are, doing what we do, just like they did. Like they did, they were just doing what they knew how to do, and yet they were magical, and we will be looked at like that. and what we're doing now in this new age, and to reinforce that idea with everybody that we are showing the way, that I was guided to start showing the way 9 years ago. And it doesn't, you know, and now there's hundreds of thousands of people doing this and speaking light languages and awakening and channeling. Isn't that the point?
Yes.
Isn't that the whole point of following our highest
Yeah.
joy? I wasn't out to be a big YouTuber. I didn't even know until a couple years ago. We didn't even know what content creator was. Like, what? It was like, no. And so to this day, and this is what's so weird about YouTube, is I just always wanted to share, what is my language of light? Is it, maybe today it's how I'm gardening. Maybe today it's how I'm speaking light language. Maybe today it's how I'm channeling this energy. Maybe it's today I'm going to share how I embed the light codes from the sun into my sun tea when it sits outside. Maybe I want to talk about art. Maybe I want to talk about the fact that we raw feed our puppy because we feel like that's the best thing for her. Maybe, there's all these things that are all that we are, yet now YouTube has got to the point where you're not allowed to be interested in multidimensional things. You're just, no, you got to be centered on one thing and that's it. Or we're not going to show anybody your videos. Well, you know what? The people who need to see these videos will come. Doesn't algorithms.
They will make sure that you're seen.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter whether it's 3 people, 20 people, and you hear all these people now with, multi-million, whatever, viewers on YouTube, and they're all quitting because it's all a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm.
That was never my goal. Thank God that was never my goal.
Correct.
My goal was
you get called up.
Hanging, connecting with people.
And you're really helping me right now, because I'm like, I don't want to be like any one of these.
No.
I'm here.
No.
I tell Dave that all the time. I said, if everybody else is doing it, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. You're not watching that kind of content. You want to be the kind of content that you would watch. That's what you're doing.
One of the things, Jody, I so loved about the couple of videos that you were putting out too was, and that's why I wanted to hang out with you, was I totally want to talk about following your inner pendulum. Like, that was freaking genius. the way you described it. And I was like, I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'm like, why don't we all do that? Like, why don't we all just do that? And I think that is the next step of Bashar's point, is you're going to realize you don't need the permission slip. You don't need.
Yeah. And that was just because one of my friends asked me how to do something to get the right answer, and I was like,
so good.
There's
you're
no right
a
answer.
human pendulum, and I thought every psychic knew that.
And it was like, it was just the way you put it. I was like, duh, You know what I mean? It was just like one of those moments, and I'm like, we need to tell people about this.
Yes.
Bev says, hi guys, sending you all hugs. Woke to find you out.
Oh,
Strange. I was dreaming of jumping down 8 flights of stairs. How bizarre.
oh my God, Bev, I just dreamt of you. I can't believe you woke up for this. So I felt bad because I was doing this hangout at 7:00 Central Time, and my friend Beverly, she lives in the UK, and I knew she'd be sleeping. So that's her saying she just woke up from a dream. You were in my dream the night before last, Beverly. It was so freaking weird. It was the weirdest dream.
So the weird echoey sound thing was, I was trying to copy the link for Zoom to put in the chat directly.
Oh.
And it went to Zoom on my
Oh,
phone.
I was wondering. I was like, why is he playing the video?
And
anyway.
I couldn't.
So that was really weird about that. So I was just thinking about Beverly too. I was like, oh, I feel so bad because she probably won't see this because she'll be sleeping. But isn't that funny? And there she is. So see how that works? And I have
the pendulum thing I'm interested in. I was watching Chasing the Wild Pendulum is a audiobook.
No way.
It's about reality transurfing. Have you heard of that one or no?
No.
No, okay. So go play with that on YouTube and follow down that rabbit hole, and then
the video's playing and it's totally distracting me. It's like trying
Oh,
to
okay. I can't hear it.
stop it. So okay, you need to make that stop.
Oh, yes.
It's like an echo in my ear. I can hear myself. And I wanted to hear
Yeah,
One-
reality transurfing. You know about reality transurfing. So the
No,
book
I don't
is
know. I've never heard that term. So it was
oh
just funny though that
We probably call it something else.
yeah, but it's
but I have
yeah, we're creating our own reality. It's all the same concepts basically, but yeah, it's interesting stuff. Old Tufti the priestess. Have you heard of Tufti the priestess? That was a weird name.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
no. Hey,
All right, I'll see.
I'm interested in everything, so I'm always excited to hear about all this stuff.
Morgan the Void is here.
Hey,
Dean,
I've
Dean
been doing
Zealand, I
the
think, is
deep
the
dive
author of
into-
Chasing the Wild Pendulum. Yeah.
Jeez, isn't that funny though? What a weird synchronicity.
Yeah,
Well, do you want to try to give it in a quick synapse, Jody? Just kind of give a quick like
The one where
The
okay,
one
I
where
had two of them. Now let me see if I can remember
it was
which
the
one.
it was the one where you said ask your body and then use your
Oh,
the
yes.
motion as your pendulum.
The basics of it is standing up, and I was taught this because my mom used to have a shop here in Springfield, Illinois, where I'm at, and
I grew up in Illinois, you guys.
one of the teachers
Yeah.
had that taught me a pendulum class said you can ask your body and a yes or no question, and when you ask the question, your body leans forward, that's a yes, and when you lean backwards, that's a no. And then it's also muscle testing, so you can ask yourself a question and then put your fingers together, and if it's smooth, that's a yes, and if it's like rough, that's a no.
See, you guys, and that's what I love about what we do here when we hang out is empowering people, not saying you need me to
Yes.
do pendulum in order. No, the opposite. My joy and excitement has been empowering people to say,
Yeah.
learn this. You don't need me. You need you.
Yes.
You need to trust you. You need to trust what you're hearing. And even though I may pull a card, it's still one, your guides brought you here to hear the message. Number two, together, our energy together helps bring the message forward, but yet it's still a permission slip, and it's fun. It's a way for our higher selves to talk to us through physical reality. But what I loved about that, Jody, was it was so perfect in that teach people how to get their own yes or no.
Yes.
People to trust that feeling, that the knowing that, okay, here I am. I'm right now. I'm in a circumstance. What the F do I do? What do I,
Right.
how do I know how to respond? How to act? How do I follow my inner guidance without doing something that doesn't resonate with me? You know?
Bashar would say,
Yes.
you know, he has given permission slips for many things. Many people have their own permission slips that they share for different things, but they're all permission slips. How to use the pendulum, how to, connect to your guides, how to meditate. The idea is take what resonates with you and create your own version of that. And that's the permission slip that will work best for you. So
Absolutely.
anybody that tells you,
Exactly.
you must do it this way,
Right.
that's not really the best advice. The best advice is, here's how I do it. Now you make up your own way. You could steal
Yes.
ideas a little bit. You could make them all up. But if you're thinking about it, you can't imagine what you're not. So if you could imagine some permission slip, the permission slips are there to make it easier for you to have that permission.
I'm glad that you said that and brought that up because I kind of I was feeling that idea flow and this sort of symbol just kind of showed up, and because it sort of felt like a flow, and yet
Right.
when I'm making symbols, when I'm drawing symbols come to me, like I was just drawing a couple right now, and often people will say, well, what exactly does that mean? And what is the interpretation, the translation of that symbol. And, I don't know. It depends on the person looking at it. It depends on, well, what does it mean to them? What is it? Or I can say the other side of that coin is we can all do this. You draw something and you simply tell yourself, this is my symbol to remind myself to stay in the flow. It's yours. It's yours to use and work with however you decide to work with it, whether it comes from me, whether it comes from someone else, your higher self, so I just like to give people the access to these symbols because I believe it's going to help or unlock something for someone or help reveal something about them that they didn't know before, so that now they can move into the vibration of a new person who can now perceive more about themselves.
And Morgan is asking Jody, do you have any videos on your channel on the topic? She's very intrigued.
Yes, Jody, please tell everybody. And same thing, everybody who comes on here, Jody, tell everybody where they can find you.
Reiki Medium 333. I have a few. I don't have a whole bunch because I just haven't been. I've been going through a lot of stuff with grief and stuff like that, and trying to.
That's
get
another thing I want to talk to you about. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't made any videos for a while, but the 2 pendulum ones that I made were those most recent ones. And then right after I made that, my brother passed away. So I backed away from the videos again.
And, since I've talked to you.
Oh, you froze.
Am I stuck on?
Okay.
Ever since you made that video and I saw that video, my little brother has also since passed. So it was very interesting because that was a whole nother subject, which I wasn't sure I wanted to get into tonight, but it was a subject for a hangout that relates to the idea of, okay, a lot of us watch Bashar, a lot of us listen to Abraham, and we listen to how they talk about death and that there is only life and that it's just it's a an experience in our consciousness. Yet, okay, now that we know what we know, just like you said, Jody, it doesn't make the hurt less.
Right.
Oh, my frozen again. It doesn't make the hurt less just because we know these things. So how is it that we can take these higher consciousness ideas and understandings and apply that to our daily lives? And how do we apply that to the idea of grief? And so I thought that was because it's such a big subject. And I've had a couple of people, and I think this is an overall subject, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it up as maybe its own kind of hangout, is because I think that's part of been like the eye of the needle, Bashar's message all along. We're going to see these people falling away who didn't come here to experience that. When I say come here, they're not in our experience anymore, but they could still be having their experiences. And even in their reality, we could be the ones who kick the bucket. You know what I mean? Yeah. In their reality. So we don't really know exactly how that works just yet because we don't have that perspective. Many of us, including myself, oh my God, I would love to have that perspective, but would I? Because maybe I wouldn't be able to live the life I'm living now and be focused if I knew all that stuff. Right. But I did feel like many of us are seeing a lot of people in our families transitioning because they didn't sign up for going through the eye of the needle. That wasn't part of that what they came to do. And that's fine. My brother was 10 years younger than me. I never, you know what I mean? So who would have thought that?
Right.
And my mom too. My mom just passed away. Beverly's mom just passed away. Your mom just passed away. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, see, so
this is a card that came out.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
The gateway.
The gateway deck. Okay, so
about gateways.
Mending bridges, I heal rifts, I am a mender. And I gotta wonder, we talk about mending bridges and stuff, and what is that really? I think the whole idea of mending bridges and things is, okay, you have something to feel sorry for, you have something to regret. I feel like I need to make something up to somebody. I feel like, oh, these people passed and we didn't mend this bridge, or I didn't mend that bridge before they passed. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Right.
That's how we apply the new principles. Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's true. It's not true that we don't. And here's the person. If you look really close up, it's a person with two. So we've got being able to look at it from two different perspectives. And I think that's part of what this is about, is getting rid of that idea that we have to mend bridges, that we have to regret things, that we need to feel remorse, that we need to feel judgment about the person that passed away because they didn't do this, or they didn't say that, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. I wasn't holding their hand. Oh my God, the guilt, all of it. No.
Right.
Mending the bridge, I think, is the bridge within ourselves.
And these are also gifts, when a person crosses over
Bridges, crossing the rainbow bridge.
to
Yes.
have the opportunity to now look at it as mending those bridges.
That's true
And-
too. That's
and
a
you
good
know,
way to look at it.
I don't make this up. This is just the next card.
Would you pull this down? I gotta put this pen down. Okay. Hearing messages from spirit. Okay, come on. Come on. Hearing messages from spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from spirit. No kidding. And this goes for all of us. Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I'm laughing about in this picture, I'll show you guys in a second, but every symbol that's on here about hearing messages from spirit is where we all hear messages from spirit, through the butterflies, through the flowers, through, feathers, through everything, all the symbols are on here. So I'm like, okay, we're all hearing messages from spirit, and we use all of these as our permission slips. When I think it would just freak us out. Okay, let's be serious about this, you guys. Now, okay, I just had a dream about my mom, I don't know, the night before last. That was enough to freak me out. Now, let me just say, if she literally materialized, at least like in a holographic situation right there in my chair, I'm telling you, I might freak out a little bit. I just might. Even though I know what I know and I believe in all this stuff, and they're right there sitting there, and I can feel my ETs and spirit guides and all my other this and that.
Would you feel comfortable sitting in your chair?
So, and my mom loves that chair. So she was like,
There you
so it's like, so I'm telling you,
Be surprised.
hearing messages from spirit. I'm telling you, my mom is sitting right in this chair because that's my favorite chair. And so anyway, yes, messages from spirit. So if any of you guys are out there and you're watching this now or whenever you watch it, and if you think you're doubting that you're hearing messages from spirit, sure you are. And it's everywhere. It doesn't, whether it's in the repeating numbers, license plates, no, all of it. Yes. Oh, and by the way, if you're just out there now, hi everybody. Oh, Tufty the priestess, somebody $5 hug. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. It maybe that what you just said about the loss too. I want to mention really quick, you guys. I think that we're changing our perspective on that too. I think that's what's going on too. I think we're changing that perspective of the idea that it's lost, because the more that we learn and the more that we know, the less we can look at it as loss, and the less judgment and pangs and ick that we feel because of that idea. And I want to say the one thing that I have noticed, and maybe you guys have too, have you noticed a shift? At least I have here in the States and with my own personal friends and family, when someone now has transitioned, instead of doing the typical funeral thing, and you know how after the funeral, everybody's done their crying and they've done all that, they've done the hugs, and now the party starts, right? I think now we're just starting the party. How many times are you hearing now celebration of life? Instead of funeral services, we're hearing celebration of life. Now, if that's not a collective consciousness shift, I don't know what is. I think that's a perfect example. How we're looking at it now is, wait a minute, I don't have to look at this as loss. Maybe I'm going to be conversing with them and connecting that with them in a different way. But now I get to see it as a celebration of their life. Oh, so anyway, you guys, if anybody's out there watching, if you didn't hear earlier, if you want to come in the Zoom room, the Zoom link is in the description of this live video. So just hop in. If you want to say hi, whatever, light languages, talk, comment, share a card, share an oracle card. We're all are welcome. So I wanted to pull a card from this Beyond Lemuria deck, and that's another thing, I over the last few years, well, something there's always been this, artistic person in me. I've always made things, drawn things, painted things, crafted things, sewn things, done all these kinds of actions toward that. And I found myself lately really wanting to express myself painting, which so I've been sharing a lot of that lately. And Dave and I've, created a lot of journals, which you can find on my website if you're not familiar with that. This is the 1111 journal. So we were talking about repeating numbers. One day, just Dave and I got this idea that we should do this journal about 1111 and recording repeating numbers. What happens when you see them? Do you get any synchronicities? And how the book's laid out, so that you can, what number did you see, where and when, what synchronicities did you experience? What were you feeling at the time and why? What did it mean to you? That kind of thing. Just to sort of, it's kind of like unlocking messages from our higher selves when we start to see these numbers, and then we start to maybe connect our own little dots and what do they mean to us, because seeing 999 or 888 or 1111 for me, it could mean something completely different to someone else. And so that's why I was guided to just, have a place to be able to connect these dots. So, yeah, these are available at Amazon through my website. So that's something I was guided to do too, is in addition to taking the symbols and putting them out there, mainstream. And look, I mean, even Daryl's books are out there mainstream now, talking about Bashar and talking about channeling. And so I think it's really, really exciting that the metaphysical, beyond physical, is literally, it's part of our everyday reality now. I mean, you could buy the stuff at Walmart, that's the funny thing. But I wanted to pull one of these Lemuria cards, and it was, and the art on here is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's just really amazing. And that message that I got today was so emotional for me. As happens a lot of times right before I start to do a hangout, because I'm in that high vibration and energy and excitement. And I start, and I literally could hear that message from the crystal, and it hit me in a big way, how we will be the ones that will be have unlocked the mysteries, like the mysteries that we're unlocking will, it's like we're the ones who will be looked upon as those who started the whole chain of events with becoming galactic citizens and changing the human race and what we are and who we are. Well, Dave wants to read something, I think.
So we never do this, but I turned to this page, so I'm sort of thinking, let's do this.
Which wait, is this from this book?
Yes. So this is,
okay.
This is card spreads.
Okay.
And there is the second one is the flow of life card spread, 3 cards. There's card 1, card 2, and card 3, and they answer 3 different questions. So I thought maybe we should do that. Let's, you could pick a card and then I'll
okay.
I'll tell you what the question, what it answers. So
Okay.
card number 1.
Oh, card number 1. Okay. That I turned over?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 45, Starseed Elemental. And I'll tell you what, you guys, I just love the colors because that's what my paintings have been all about. Just colors, 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 colors. Starseed Elemental.
So, what am I here to bring into the world? That's the answer.
Starseed Elemental.
Starseed Elemental Energy.
One of
There's
the
a
very
book, called "I'll Give You the Sun." It's a fiction book, but it's something that a quote that sticks with me is there's something that only your 2 hands can create that this world needs. I'm like, yep, absolutely. That's what your gift is.
You have no idea how much I needed to hear that.
Mhm.
See?
Nice. Glad to hear
You
it.
just never know who needs to hear what when. And see,
true.
this is why we were supposed to be here tonight and meet tonight. And that is amazing. I love that. I was checking out the chat too. So I just wanted to see. I want to
This,
say
this
hi.
is a, I guess you would call it general reading, but if whenever you're watching this, this is for you. This is a message for you. House of Least
There you
Resistance,
go. That's a good point. Yep.
card number 2.
Okay.
Pick a card, any
Pick a
card.
card, any card. Heart chakra. Unfurling back to love. Well, I would say that that's another thing that we're learning, guys, isn't it? That is where that's where the answers are.
So the second card is, what is the most relevant lesson that I could grow from right now?
So the answer is heart chakra. Repeat the question.
Heart
What's the most
chakra.
relevant lesson I could grow from right now?
What is the most relevant lesson I could grow from now? The answer is your heart chakra, unfurling back to love. So really, my guides have said this to me before too. Whatever the question is, the answer is, what would love do?
Mhm.
How would love react? And there will be your answer. Now, it may reveal a resistance inside of you. It may reveal something you do or do not want to do for whatever reason, but the answer will still always be, when you ask, how would love respond? What happens inside of you when you ask that question? And it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. But it's just something that we need to, I like that, identify. I like that. And number 5 is also the symbol for humanity, 5-fingered beings, and 5 limbs, so forth. So
we're all the essence of love, and all of our energy is love. Each one of us is love. Anything that we're feeling different than love is just our own resistance to whatever it might be. So that includes how you feel about someone else, how you feel about a situation. If you're feeling anything other than love, it's resistance within yourself that doesn't want to see it as love. And the reason why you feel it emotionally is to tell you that's not love talking.
well, and what I'm hearing now too is for myself too, there's this heavy guilt that is heavy, like lying inside of me or something, however you want to call that, which is ridiculous because our body is inside our consciousness. But this idea of, okay, if we have something that hurts our heart, that makes us feel uncomfortable or sad, I ask myself then, how do I answer myself with love regarding that subject? And I don't even know really where that came from, other than I think my guides are asking me that right now. Like, if I were to unfurl back to love regarding that particular idea, and that, if I can look at it from a different place of love, can I see it in a different way that allows the perspective because it's the emotion is created by the belief. And what is it that I'm believing about that idea that's making me feel that way? And how can I apply love to that idea to help me see it from a loving perspective instead of self-judgment, etc. Anyway,
Card number 3.
card number 3. Okay. Harmonic light. I love this. Oh my God. Harmonic light number 29, which also equals 11. And I'm loving the infinity symbol up here because of the number 8 for this year, of course, is number 8 and harmonic light.
So the question is, where should I put my energy?
So where should we put our energy? Into our harmonic flight.
Rise up. In
And
harmony.
and there's so many symbolisms in here too, you guys, of course, with the, you know, the idea of the DNA,
Twin flame kind of thing.
I love that too. I didn't even think of twin
Yeah.
flame, you know.
I like that.
You know, you guys, and I'm just going to say these things because they come to my mind, and you know, and I want to be, you know, I even asked Dave today, I said something along the lines of, would, and I think maybe it was because the way he found me through YouTube and light language and all that, and I kind of thought, would I be as interesting if all of that just went away today? If I never did another nothing, nothing. If I just went into obscurity, you know, stop making videos, stop doing sessions and all this stuff, you know, would I still be as interesting? Would I still, would it be as exciting as the idea that, oh, I'm marrying someone who does that, and now that they don't do that, am I as valuable? Am I as interesting? Am I, you know what I mean? That was a real question I posed to him, you guys. I did today.
You actually
Today.
thought that I liked you and I loved you and I wanted to be with you because you spoke light languages and had a YouTube channel.
Which of course is so,
That sounds pretty funny when you
so, you know, when you hear it out loud, it's like, but still, do you see how it doesn't, you know, I can still understand these things and know things and channel and do all this stuff, but that doesn't make me any less human. You know, I still have these thoughts of, well, what if I just didn't, you know, what if I just wanted to, you know, just not do this anymore? What, you know, it's almost hard to imagine after 9 years, like not doing that, you know? I mean, for years and years and years, there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't do a video. So I was like, I can't even imagine, you know. And now that I've been so excited about more and painting, and we've, you know, as so much has happened with Dave and I over the last couple of years, it's just been, anyway. So a lot of evolutions have been happening, but harmonic light, what is it that we all need to be looking for right now? Yeah, our own harmonic light for sure. And
was it flight or light? I like both of those.
Flight.
Was it which
Flight,
of it?
you're right. It's
flight. Yeah. No, I like both of them.
I like that.
29. Okay.
I kind of feel like that we're all, you know, together, like on this harmonic flight together or something. But oh, the number is 29 equals 11.
Yeah, 29. Huh?
Of course, 11.
Yeah. So was there, do you remember something about Bashar saying something about creating your own UFO, that like that you create your own ship kind of? Does that sound familiar to you? Because I've kind of been thinking about that.
You know, that's funny.
Do you remember that?
I
No?
guess that would make a lot of sense because, okay, their ships are their, you know, their higher mind, their
Consciousness, right? Yeah.
consciousness. So I would think that would stand to reason then that that would be something that you would share with somebody to go, oh, wait a minute, kind of like the inner pendulum thing. Guess what, you guys? You create your own UFO. What? Wow.
Like, yeah, like if you're gonna make one, is it crystalline structure? Is it a Merkaba shape? What
And
shape
then,
is your, spaceship that you're
so
gonna have? And
if you were going to
I
ask
don't
Bashar,
know. Is
okay,
that weird? I don't know.
let's pretend, Teresa, that here we're at a Bashar thing and you're asking him this very question. You already know the answer. So do I.
Yeah. You create your own show. Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, my
So
mind has
he's
been
gonna
doing
say,
that
well,
actually, which has been like, oh, I wonder what it would look like. Oh, maybe I would have this, and maybe I could, yeah. So isn't that fun? Like, just start thinking about that you can have your own ship.
You can create your own reality. Literally, the idea that you have for what the ship should look like gives yourself permission to allow your
It to show up. Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
doesn't
Yeah.
look anything like this.
Oh, hey, yeah, I like that one. That's a nice one. I remember seeing one that somebody had seen. I'm trying to think where it was, that it was actually mirrored. It was upside down though. It was an upside down pyramid. Yeah. Oh,
And
cool.
this even
That's
has
beautiful.
symbols on it. It's the third eye chakra, number 8. We just talked about number 8. Pineal perspective. Pineal perspective. That is the answer. I don't know if it's the answer to Dave's question, but pineal perspective is the answer about creating your ship.
So it's funny
Oh
because
yeah, for sure. Okay, that makes sense.
Pineal.
And so, and
about-
Bashar's ship is a pyramid, isn't it? Like a blue, right?
It's a triangle. It's a
black,
boomerang, black,
black,
or anyway.
black triangle.
Yeah,
-ish.
I love that. 8.
So
number 8.
in the book, Harmonic Flight, number 29,
Oh,
talks
number
about
20.
twin flame connections
Oh, it does. See, you picked up on that.
beyond
Flame.
worlds and lifetimes. Seeing the divine in the eyes of another, relationships with deep bonds, karmic
Oh.
connection, clearing illusory projections,
Oh,
life-changing connection, transmuting dissonance, removing heart armor, and being seen in teamwork.
being seen.
Love it, love it.
That actually
Right.
answered a lot of questions for me too about
This powerful
Yeah.
image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When we meet another being present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. I felt a little overwhelmed and intimidated when I painted this card. I wasn't quite ready or didn't fully fathom the message. So it's sort of funny that she's talking about creating.
Yeah.
painting the artwork.
Then, some months later, I experienced it when I was looking to the eyes of my beloved. Shortly after, I encountered the divine in the eyes of a stranger when space was being held for this surrendered openness. When we see the person standing before us as the gods and goddesses they are, it is a reminder that we are what we perceive in others. But also, when we drop into the mindless space of pure essence, we might see the world seeing us, seeing them, seeing the infinite, eternal, allowing all that is. Seeing us, seeing
Seeing us, seeing them, seeing the infinite. Yes, I love that.
Okay.
That was
See the
great.
person.
I get it.
Okay.
we see the person standing before us as the gods and goddesses.
They are.
They are.
Seeing the world, seeing us, seeing them, seeing the infinite,
Oh my
eternal,
God.
allowing all that is.
You'll have to rewind that 10
Yeah.
times.
No, I love it. It's
Well, that is
it's all reflection, and so it's just we're seeing in their
Right.
eyes, right?
that's a good way to, I really like that, seeing that in the other person's eyes, because I do see that. And I have to say that in all sincerity, I see that from him. And I will also say that when we are mired up in the past or guilt or the future or fear or what's going to happen about this, what may happen, that's when we don't see the divine in the other person. That's when we're letting the judgment cloud being able to see the divine in that person. And when I realized that myself and my own judgments, regardless of what it's about, whether it's the house or stuff or finances or anything like that, any fear and judgment is really, any judgment is based upon fear of some form. Fear of some form. In
Yep.
some way, it's still an expression of fear that I'm afraid something's going to happen. I'm afraid something's going to turn out the way I don't want to. I'm sad the way, things were. Why there's so, and the point is that we can't see then the divine spirit in the other person, that love. And yet every single night, no matter what I say or do, he will look into my eyes and say a prayer at dinner, and he speaks Hebrew and I speak light language, and it's a thing. But I think it's that reminding ourselves to take that moment that when you get rid of all of the BS and all of the judgment, that's when you're able to look into each other's eyes and see the divine in each other. And this isn't just about relationships, you know what I mean, guys? It's about seeing the divine in, just like it didn't say that, in anybody, yes. And that's what I really love about kind of what's sort of,
And we're always just looking at another version of ourselves.
we are, and we're also looking at the version of the person that person you're looking at is your version of them. It's your version of them.
You created that.
And that's what's so, even for me, it's hard to even believe that sometimes, you know what I mean? You go to the grocery store but I got to tell you, when those are some of the most exciting times for me, when you're doing the mundanest stuffs and you literally connect with a person, and you're not just, have a nice day, and they're, throwing the groceries across the conveyor. You're looking at the person and you're literally identifying the divine in them, and they will walk away from their day a different person, just because it only has to take a second, like not even. And I'm telling you, every human being, you don't even need to speak the same language at all. That's all it takes, is one identification of the divine within that person. And I'm telling you, it will change your day and it changes theirs. And I think that's part of what we're kind of going into in this whole idea too, of higher love and vibrations and all that, and the harmonic flight and, and all that. So anyway, that's what I love about when we learn how to actually apply this stuff in our day to day. It literally does change, how we relate to people.
It's very
yeah, go ahead, please.
I think people are a little like they're floundering because if you're a starseed, sometimes you feel a little lonely, and sometimes you feel like you're the only one who's weird like this, and you're the only one who thinks these things. And I show up at the grocery store and I'm the only one smiling. Why? What is that about? But
and as introverts, I will say to you, I hate grocery shopping. Like, sorry, but I do. Like, I have my groceries delivered as often as I can, because
right? Yay! Less
not
hassle.
my jam, and in my fake life, I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm sick of, so it's like, but yet when I go, I will say, honestly, I could be as grouchy as anything, but I will still look at every person in the store as a messenger, some kind of a divine being, my creation. Why are they in my reality? I pay attention. I interact with the person at so it's very interesting. Even I've had some of the most memorable experiences, even recently, maybe just helping somebody with something off of the shelf, or somebody coming up to me and admiring my bohemian pants, and you know what I mean, and striking up a conversation and being approachable. honestly, sometimes we live in a really small town, you guys, a really small town. And sometimes I'm sort of fearful. Okay, I've got all my artwork in this little tiny consignment shop booth. I'm sort of afraid somebody might know it's me.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to come out as the artist. That's funny. Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, how weird is that? You know, and even when people would approach me when we were hanging up the artwork, you know, a lady came and approached me and she's like, "Oh wow, is all this your work?" And it was, I was almost afraid to say yes.
Oh wow.
But you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
You know,
That's
it's
great.
you know, but anyway, because it's that whole, well, you know, and yeah, it's anyway, you know what I'm saying. And the thing is that I don't even have any kind of, maybe I shouldn't say it quite that way, but selling the art really isn't the reason for doing it, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? And maybe I shouldn't say that, but
Right.
but it's I guess being a part of someone's life or their,
So
No,
what
that's.
about
I don't know.
Bashar? And I would
But
say,
yeah, Bashar says about that if your highest excitement to make it is to make it, then there's someone whose highest excitement is to buy it. So
Exactly.
don't worry about that part,
So-
right? So
every day
Yeah.
and every moment throughout the day, we ask ourselves, how are we following the formula in this moment?
Yeah.
And
It-
we are actively following the formula to our best ability.
To our best of our ability.
Sometimes we don't have a great ability to do it, but that's what we're aiming for. And is it creating art? Is it putting art up? Is it talking about art? Is it making a video about art? Is it making a video about something else? Is it playing with the puppy? Is it whatever it might be, whatever our highest excitement at that moment is that we're able to do, we do our best to do those things.
And you know, I have to
without
rely.
questioning it.
I have to rely on the law of attraction because, you know, you guys, with all this crap going on out there with YouTube, and, you know, one day I'm sharing, you know, that I'm, you know, making pot roast, and the next day I'm speaking light languages. It's like YouTube probably has no clue what to do with me. Like, I have no idea what this woman's about. You know, even though you could put light language in every single title. And so, you know what, we all just have to, and I'm glad that this is coming to light because first of all, it makes you also look at, okay, what is it that I want? What goal do I have out here for sharing this information? You know, for me, it's never been about content creation. Because let me tell you, I don't edit shit. I just don't. I
Just be real.
I record it and I put it up. I don't really
Yep.
edit anything.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of videos lately talking about YouTube creators and their channels and what's working, what's not working, and how the trend has been moving so much toward creating content to get viewers,
Right.
subscribers, keep
Yep.
people's attention, and people are no longer falling for that anymore.
Yes,
They want the authentic person
exactly.
to watch.
Mhm.
They don't want, they're not, you know, they don't want to watch another Netflix show that's designed to keep them engaged every single second and not be able to pay attention to what's going
And
on.
anybody who knows me, I mean, I've done a few shorts, you know, short videos and played with that a little bit. And sometimes it's fun to do little clips. But to be honest with you, I don't really, that's just not me. It's just not me, really.
If it was scripted, it would come across that way and it wouldn't feel real either. You know, if you had written out something ahead of time to read, it's just going to not feel genuine.
And even me trying to squeeze in a thought or an idea and watch the clock and watch my recording and make sure it's under a minute. And this, you know what? I got really tired of that really fast. And I'm like, that's not me. I like to share. I like to talk. My videos are long. if you want to come and hang out, great. If you don't want to watch my videos, don't. You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, if you're recording something that you're channeling a message, you
right.
might be talking about something and you begin channeling a message. Well, you can't effectively channel that
No.
message if you're saying, I got
And I'm
5 seconds
watching the
left
clock,
of a
and
minute.
it just isn't me, and it never has been. And you know, I love you all who, you know, and Jody, you know, I mean, you guys know me. I would do hangouts, and my God, some days they would last for hours and hours and hours because we were just having fun, and new people.
Oh yeah.
And old people would go, people would leave, they would go make dinner, they'd clean their house, they'd come back, we'd still be hanging out. You know, it's just,
Well, it seems like 5 minutes.
2 or 3 hours.
no, look, yeah, it's been an hour and a half. It's just been us hanging out, really. And thanks to all, you know, you guys out there who are hanging out with us and watching. But yeah, it's really just about the camaraderie. It's about the excitement of sharing and gathering. And plus, I know too, people have stuff to do. I have stuff to do. You know, she's Abby, our puppy. She's whining upstairs already because she knows she's fine if we're just sitting here being quiet, but because she knows we're down here talking and having energy, she wants to be in our business, wants to be on, you know, and she knows now too when I make videos, and she loves that too. So,
We could bring her down.
but no,
Puppies are
will
important.
be all
It's
up in
okay.
our business. They are.
They're our
It is-
highest excitement. I got a vision about Anubis not too long ago because I was dog sitting somebody's dog, and I was like, "Ooh,
well,
I've chosen to come and make Anubis happy." There's something
Well,
about
you
that. And I
are
was like,
funny,
"Oh, okay,
because
look at it."
look at the deck I just picked up.
Oh, look at you.
Oh.
Isis. Hello,
I
Isis. How are you
just
doing?
now was gonna pick it up, and then you said Anubis. Oh, we have a new. Oh, it's over
It's a
there.
puppy.
Go get the staff. You have to show her because we never show anybody.
Show and
I've had
tell.
2 encounters with Anubis, and I forgot while we were talking about aliens. I have had 2 encounters with. Hold on, I gotta remember what his name is.
Uh-oh.
Commander Ashtar. That's his name.
Oh yeah.
I've had two encounters with him too. So I've met both of those people.
Nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
All right.
Authentic Anubis style.
So he had this
And
one he had made. Yeah.
some shaman
Oh.
guy in Africa. Or
Yeah,
something.
seriously. Like handmade this.
Yes.
He blessed it. Didn't he make it at like under the midnight,
Oh yeah.
under the full moon?
Or
This no
solstice, full
bullshit.
moon,
Nice.
Permission slips, you know.
permission slip.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Beautiful permission slips.
Yes.
Hi, Anubis. How cute. Aw.
And
Yeah.
this is like heavy, like brass.
It's really heavy. It's heavy to hold. Like that's why I told him to go get them because they're super, super heavy.
So it's got all kinds of markings on it.
All the Egyptian
Oh.
stuff.
Let's-
Yeah, and
Wow.
if you'll notice when Dave stands up, behind him is a King David throne.
Okay.
Because of course, who doesn't need a throne?
Sure. Hey,
Right?
One day it just
Why
kinda
the everyday
showed up.
forum.
Dave's like, yeah, I just thought I wanted to get an authentic. It was literally handmade. It's an actual authentic King David throne, handmade in New York.
This is when sort of
My
truth.
my sword of truth. Is that Wonder Woman's sword of truth? Okay.
Or lasso. Right. Oh, yeah.
We
Oh, lasso of truth.
Well, it's this is also
Oh,
the
Wonder Woman sword.
Atlantean
Yeah.
sword.
Dave he just when we first met, when I moved in with him, he decided that it'd be a really fun idea to
I
like
can't just give it to her because
buy all these
she transforms.
fake characters, and then she transforms. So yeah, he decided he needed a lot of. Oh, you're not gonna believe this, you guys. I just said this to him tonight, and this goes for all of us. And I'm thinking, especially us 3 here in this room. And y'all, Goddess is watching out there. I know. Whenever you see this, Goddess of 10,000 names. Well, who do you think that is?
Oh, Isis. Yeah, right.
Isis.
and then I'm sitting here not even showing you my necklace.
No way.
Way.
Okay. Goddess of 10,000 names, Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. This is what we are, you guys. Endless emanations of the priestess.
I got goosebumps.
And I have even told Dave many times in jest and in heats of passion, I'll just say it, that I am the goddess of 10,000 names, baby. So I felt that this, and this is the way this is, and Jody knows that, you know, that's how I know. And look, there's 3 women there, you guys.
Yeah, I picked up on that as well.
So let me just say about divine kinships and divine meetings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this to me is what this is all about. And this is what warms my heart, opens my heart. I love meeting new people. Teresa, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Jody, for coming and hanging out. It means so much when I get to actually talk to people and see their faces. It's not just about broadcasting and making videos and doing light language, activations and incantations. It's, but I love sharing that too. But at the end of the day, just like Bashar said one time, and I think only 2 or 3 people over the course of that I've been watching for 10, 11 years now has asked him about light language. And and he only, there's only a couple answers that he's really given. But at the end of the day, the way I feel about it is, these are the languages of, and we call it 10,000 names, but really each of us are, an infinite number of names. And because we have been so many things.
Doesn't he also say it's sort of part of your process of becoming more of
who you are. The light language is really, and maybe that's why I've been guided to share it all this time, to help others
be comfortable
of who they are. And that's how I feel right now too, is that this, that is funny. I love that this is the card. I love that 3 women that were sitting here.
It's important. I sort of do a light language. When I first started doing it, it was weird, and it became, like this, okay, I'm really spiritual. What if somebody was doing this and they didn't know about spiritual stuff? It would be really weird for them. I was okay with it. And my mind just keeps going. It's like the Tower of Babel. And someday I'll meet somebody who speaks my version of light language, and will know this connection has always been there. And it'll be this recognition of like, oh, you too. But until then, I don't know, but, and mine's weird because, I started noticing it comes out as like, I'm frustrated, like I would curse, and it comes out as this stream of babble, which I actually decided that I really liked, because instead of speaking my frustration into the world where I'm hearing myself say horrible things about something or someone, then it just comes out as nothing, just nonsense, just a stream of nothing. And I'm like, that was perfect.
Well,
stream of nonsense. That's exactly how it should be. So, so thank you for talking about light language. And I don't remember the first time it came out, but I that if I hadn't known the word light language, I'd be like, what the f is happening to me? And I need to go see a psychiatrist. And right? I mean, well, you might, if you want to know. I don't know.
Do you want to share a message? I mean, and just to make you feel a little bit better, I know what you mean, because a lot of light when I get in this Egyptian energy, I get like this.
It sounds powerful and angry. Yep.
But then there's this Sopokundia Shoko, Letiava Soporiasha, Yedo Soporiasha Maloko, Shamiatoria Soporiasoko Yamaristo Coteana Teatoro Veso, not todo. It's like I'm the Italian mother, or the Jewish mother, no toviasho tovehando koto yata yadore kashaya. Not like I'm telling you, no tode.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Oh, here we go. Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. Nación todo viso to ontaya antia po ontake todo de esho po ontaya antia ando koya kianda antoya apo ontaya to unkishiti empire. Soria shoto kuya lesion but yanda kitania. A lot of my videos, that's what they say. Yeah, we are here from Sirius. So I would venture to say the ladies of the stars, as we are ladies of the stars, that the priestess of Sirius is definitely here hanging out with us today, lending her light, her energy, their light, their energy. And of course, if, you know, as Bashar has said, the Sirius star system, where they're mentors, they're also they're also our mentors. We all carry Sirius DNA within us. So,
And together we all create a third thing that includes the energies of all these things.
absolutely. That's all they say. See, I love this. I could do this all night. Oh, hey, I just wanted to say, hey. Oh, no way. Justin, get out of here. Aloha to you. No way. Mwah. Oh, JC Ariel, love to see. It's funny that you popped in. Hi, how are you? We'll see. That's why I love this. Now, Justin just happens to be a really, really, I want to say old friend, but he's been around since I very first started speaking light languages and started my YouTube channel. So it's wonderful to see you. Hi, Melanie. I wanted to say hi to you two out there, and to all of you who stopped in tonight. Thank you. Well, it's good to be in your energy. Good to hear and see you again. So isn't it funny, you guys, when you meet somebody like we do here and it's like you met your family member that
Yes.
you didn't know you had. And from that moment on, it's forever. It's forever my family. You're forever my family. It's like, that is how that is what this channel has brought to me. Literally my earth family, my soul family, my star family, because each and every one of you now, like, I just felt like I've always known you now. Like, and I always will and will always be here. And so, yeah, reach out anytime, you guys, anytime. Teresa, you want to hang, you want to just chat, you want to do videos together, and really, Jody, that was and maybe we've already said what we needed to say tonight about the whole transitioning and all that, but I really felt like this whole idea of, and for maybe all of you who are out there who have been also experiencing the transition of family members, your parents, or even people who were young that were never expected, that you just would have never expected. I really do believe that this is part of what we've been, I don't want to say gearing up for, but part of the understanding is that it's like nobody gets left behind in the idea that there is nowhere to go, because everything's connected and there's millions of these realities, and the person that I was 9 years ago is still her having that reality and all of the other realities in between. And even though we don't understand really quantum physics, I'm certainly not a scientist by any means. But once we start to, it's kind of like we're unlocking what we already know. It's not really that we're learning anything new, but that's how I feel about the message that I was getting. Like it's already in us, like the Lemurians, like it's already part of us. We already know it all, and we're just helping unlock it all. And I really do believe that we are here to show the way for something. I don't know what exactly, but and I've just been excited to share, the joy and the not so joyous parts of it. I've had some really, really, it's been and I don't want to call it a rough road, or that sounds so cliche, but my whole life has completely changed in 9 years. My whole life has completely changed in 3 years. So it's completely changed in 1 year. So, we never stop evolving, and, I just love that. I love that I'm meeting you guys. I love that I've been able to interact with all of you all of these years. And I don't know, who knows what'll happen if I'll keep doing it, not keep doing it. But I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all of you, and that without these interactions, there would be no reason. Well, and this is maybe, and I was going to say, let me finish my sentence. Then sometimes I feel like then there's no reason to continue the videos. And even Daryl is going to stop channeling pretty soon. He said he's going to start just teaching the principles from what he's learned. He's going to stop channeling the way that he channels. And I think my interest all along has been showing people you're already channels, we're already channels, we're already, you have your answers inside of you.
I always say, and I always like to say that if you look at this from a more multidimensional standpoint, we're taking action and making the videos of sharing the information. There might be one person watching, there might be a million people watching. But what's showing up on YouTube, number one, is just our creation based on our own beliefs, ideas, filters,
Yep.
definitions. There are an untold number of other entities participating in this conversation, watching what we're doing, listening to what we're doing, learning from what we're doing, because there is only now. So every version of us and every version of everything is connecting to this information when it's relevant to them and sharing it back and forth. And oddly, I'm noticing, and I don't know if it's coming from Zoom or if it's coming from YouTube, but there are transcripts showing in the YouTube feed
Oh,
that I've never noticed before.
me either. I've never noticed that.
On YouTube.
I know, and I haven't changed anything.
And we haven't done it live Zoom in a while, so from
Interesting.
Zoom. But what I think is pretty cool is now not only are we creating a video in YouTube
But no.
that people are going to be able to watch, but there's a transcript, which happens on YouTube anyway at some
Right.
point. But there's a transcript being generated live that's being broadcast.
That's pretty cool.
To the universe.
And we don't even know who's listening and who's watching. I wanted to say hey to Justin. He said the Sirius and Lemurian High Priestess, perfect card pull right as I got onto the live. Just a wonderful synchronicity. Grateful of you who share with us, and my love and appreciation with all my soul family. I love you guys so much. Yeah, it just makes me so happy, and it makes me really happy too. I'm
not sure how much longer we're going to be on live, but anyone who's now just joining us, there is a link in the description on YouTube to come into the Zoom and
come into the Zoom room if you want
hang out
to.
with us directly.
So, and I don't know how long we'll keep it open, but just wanted to let you know that. But happy to see you there. So he's bringing an energy. Well, speaking of, he's coming from. Are you still in Hawaii? Just you said aloha, so I think he's still in Hawaii. I'm not sure. Oh no, did you come back to the States? Anyway, sorry, I'm having a conversation with him personally. He was in Hawaii, and then I remember he came back to the States, and now I'm not sure where he is. But anyway, so yeah, well here, let me.
I wanted to point out another synchronicity.
Yes,
Did anyone notice the color of clothes that we are all wearing?
Green and blue.
Yeah.
Montana.
Oh, you're in my okay. That's what I thought.
Wait a second.
Oh wait, that's where this hat came from. Montana. Sasquatch. Okay, that's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, did you want hey Tree?
Synchronicity.
Hey Tree, do you want to speak any light language?
No, nothing's coming out. It'll come out naturally.
Okay.
I'll just let it
That's
if
fine.
it does.
That's
but
fine.
thank you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to offer, because sometimes people just need an invitation. So I just want to make sure.
If I trip over the cat, you'll hear it, and I'll just you know what I mean. Something like that. So
when I
funny.
grew up, the town that I grew up in, the name is Waukegan. It actually translates to Little Fort. It is a place very deep in Native American Indian heritage. I've always felt deep connections to that idea. And I wanted to, every town, almost all the streets in the town that I grew up in have the name of one of the tribes. And so Dave and I recently have also we have been experiencing some really emotional ties to what we're learning more about here in Alabama, and the Cherokee tribe. And for some reason, I was just guided to bring this up before we close off. And
The Wolf Clan, turns out.
the Wolf Clan. That I was born Wendy Wolfe. That was the name I was born
Oh.
with. It's got an E on the end, but that was, so I have also been quite
And it's not like every
connected with the
indigenous Indian tribes have wolf clans. There aren't
That's
that
true.
many.
That's
It's
true.
unusual.
And we've also done we watched a lot of Wally Brown videos. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's Danae. He's does a lot of videos. If you just look up Wally Brown, he does Navajo teachings, I believe is the name of his channel.
Uh-huh.
And I love listening to that too, because he talks a lot about the Native Americans, specifically Navajo, who truly believe their connections to the holy people, that is, their divine guides and so forth. And so when I was growing up, I felt a lot of connections to that idea. And then when I started speaking light languages and walking around the forest with my dog, making light language videos, I started getting really big time visions and downloads, and who I was in other parallel realities and so forth, and that idea. And so I like that we pulled the elemental card earlier, because I wanted to also mention that. Oh, no way. I wanted to mention that. Now you made me forget what I was going to say. Dang it.
Were you telling,
Anyway,
were you
okay.
telling a story about
I
connecting
was
to
telling a story about
I'm
connecting
looking at Wally Brown and so yeah.
storyteller. So
There you go. Nice.
one of the things that, and you'll appreciate this treat, one of the things that I discovered about myself and which all of this stuff is connected. I also have a counterpart, a Sasani counterpart by the name of Echo. I just found out about one of the tribes, I believe are dead or down here, right?
Yeah, the
Echota tribe, Echota. Anyway, I also Dave and I just had this conversation about me, and I don't know if you ever saw the Bashar Event where he talked about storytellers on Sasani, the Sasani storytellers. And I just told Dave, we were just talking this morning, I think, about that I have a counterpart on Sasani that is a storyteller. And because it
nice.
was something I have always enjoyed, and then he pulled the.
Well, we were
anyway.
also talking about that Bashar was talking specifically about the components of a
Of
story
the elements of a
and how
story.
the
Yes.
human psyche is designed
Yes.
to connect to the elements of the story in a certain way, to connect with it and remember it. And that's why indigenous have storytellers that tell stories in certain ways, as opposed to writing down history.
And that's
pass on the stories.
the issue with the Navajo right now, is they were telling stories, but none of it was in writing. And now they don't have it documented. So now they're relying on the storytellers to tell the story. But bigger than that, you guys, is the idea that we're all the storytellers right now. Somebody's going to be telling our story.
Yeah.
It's just such a big message for me today, for all of us to like, it's like I want to exclaim it to the world that it's important. What you guys are doing is important. what you're
about
being
your own creating your own spaceship. I mean, that's a pretty big thought, but
yes, it is, and being your own pendulum. We're all telling us.
we're I mean, the ETs are here because they're interested in us. I find that fascinating.
Yes,
You know, they're watching
right?
us vividly, like going, wow, look at them. They're masters of
You go.
Yes.
Tell
Okay.
her.
Go tell her to be anyway. You can, and if you really want to
and
put her down, but
once
she's,
they release that, look,
but that's exactly right though, is God, I love how, and actually I have to tell you too, Tree, that I don't get to talk to very many people actually who even know about Bashar. So it's kind of fun. You would think
yeah,
that not, and I've been talking about him for 10 years or whatever. But
yeah, yeah, I don't either. So
Justin says there's a new, there's a heart in the way of on the chat on the phone, and it's hard for me to see. So he says, that's awesome. Another synchronicity. Oh, that's so great. There's a new, is it Marvel show? Oh, show called Echo. What?
Echo.
And she's the main character that is of Choctaw tribe. What? No way. You see
Okay.
what I mean? Nisa to beso mo and have us upon Harakatime. And all the
Yeah.
time that I'm speaking light languages, I feel as if I'm telling the stories of the stars. I'm telling the stories of, oh, here she is. Here comes the bullet. Oh, you want to come say hi? Okay. Now she's got the zoomies. Yeah. Okay. She's
Puppy.
Okay. I guess Puppy's gonna go out. I guess does she want to go out? No. See, she just wants to come down here and be with us. She likes the energy, because she was upstairs and we're down in our basement hangout here. Well, the dog star, you guys, the symbol of Sirius is the dog star, the symbol of service to humanity. So why wouldn't we have the dogs out? He's obviously so much and Tiana Kosona. So Basota, I'm looking around to see what no Kodiasa. Okay, what else do I want to pull? Hang on. Yeah, go to Bese, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go to bed. Whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna turn it over because it was
I'm yawning. I'm about ready.
Number 16. Today's date 16. Ask your soul.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty.
Perfect.
I like it.
Do we need to say any more, you guys, to tell everybody? Just ask your soul.
Yeah, you did that for me just now. I mean, I started doing that too because I did something with Jonathan Trinity Martin because I wanted to learn to channel and it was like it just was like, well, I wanted to ask something and I was sitting there waiting to ask, and as soon as the question came in, I was like, well, you know the answer. Why are you waiting to ask somebody else who's on the other side of the channeling Zoom? You know what I mean? You're just getting the answer. So as soon as you ask, you have an answer. It was just so funny, and I was like,
you know how many times Dave and I
I know.
I thought about doing a live stream with Bashar. I thought about doing a private session. And there's so many things I think that I could ask. And I swear to God, at the end of the day, I think I already know what he's going to say. And I'm like, damn it. Or I just get the answer. But that's
I know. I have the answers. Or
the inner pendulum. Ask your soul. Let it tell you. And even bigger than this, you guys, when I say bigger, don't think of it as, when I say ask your soul, then when we say allow for the answer, sometimes the answer is, oh, somebody's live on YouTube. Oh, I get to meet a new person today. That's when we're asking our soul for something, we might receive it that way. I was asking my soul for something. I was asking my universe, my higher self questions. And I've been getting my answers tonight. I think that's pretty amazing. I do. And that this is the 16th today, the number 16, and it equals 7. It's almost like it's literally come full circle. And it's a heart.
Oh yeah, yeah. At the time, like what table?
And the heart chakra. And
With a sword? Is that it? No.
Oh, well, here, hang on.
Is it like a?
Let me hold it up.
Is it just a light cross? Okay. Almost looks like an arrow through the heart, like piercing or something.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but when you discover something, when I discover something about my soul, even if when I discover something, when I realize something, it's my heart that responds every time. Like, it's always my answer. That's my inner pendulum, Jody. That's it. That feeling that I get when it's just the emotion and that's my inner pendulum that says yes. And it's only my belief systems that ever talk me out of what my soul says to do. There's always a reason, but it has nothing to do with my soul. It has something to do with my belief system. And so
program here.
Honestly, I wasn't even going to do this hangout tonight. I wasn't. I told Dave, I said,
well, happy anniversary anyway.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube. It's been 9 years. Okay, that's great. Who cares? I mean, and I don't mean that who cares, boo-hoo. I just meant, you know what I mean? And so that's how I got my soul answer today. I was like, well, why should I keep doing this?
What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen?
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun. And that's the thing, you guys. And Bashar has said that.
Can't get it wrong.
He said, we would do this. Now, I get confused about this sometimes, but he says, we would do this anyway, even if no one were listening. But then he also says, we don't do anything by mistake. And we don't do anything that is, and I'm thinking, that has no purpose. So I'm like, I get a little confused in my brain.
They're a little bit okay, who was it? It's not Bashar, but it's shoot, I'm not gonna remember. But he said something about, we do speak in red.
Yep.
Times it's like, okay, yes, I can see that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And
it's up to us to use our discernment and to be like, all right, if it resonates, it does.
We do the same thing with Jonathan. We're actually hi Jonathan, if you're watching. We're actually pretty good friends with Jonathan Trinity Martin too. So, and we watch his live stuff too. And the funny thing is, same thing happens with us with Jonathan. I swear to God, every time I'm thinking, what can I ask him? What should I ask? And I swear, every single time I get the answer. And but I will say, as a channel and from other, and being, watching other channelers and that, that is the job. That's the job of the channel, to teach people. Ask your soul, you'll get the answer. It's like,
okay.
Yes.
I guess I knew that.
But, and it's not, and people are like, well, that's not as much fun, it's like, I want to hear it from someone else. But really, I really believe the true teachers are the ones who are the talking sticks. We just, we share our message and want somebody else to, pick it up and it's just
Bashar's kind of similar to I like Abraham Hicks, and if you ever listen to her, she'll say, we really only have one answer. There's only one answer. So You can keep asking. You can ask a
Yeah.
million times. The answer is follow your joy, follow your bliss. There's no other rules. There really aren't. You're just on this playground, and you can make up other rules. And look at the happy puppy kisses. That's perfect.
Oh, it's her cuddle time. So yeah, normally we're up on the couch cuddling at this time of night. So she's like, "Where's my cuddle time?" But yeah,
cuddle the puppy for me. It's adorable.
It's like the teachers, every teacher that teaches a different grade, the teacher really doesn't want you to repeat the same grade, because then they know if they're a good teacher, they taught you what you needed to go to move on. They don't want you to keep taking the same class. And it's the same thing with us, we could all keep taking the same classes, and we can all keep taking classes from each other about how to do this and how to channel and how to talk to your heart and how to talk to your higher mind and but I got to tell you guys, it is the truth. Just like she just said, it's the same damn answer. It's always the same answer. Ask your soul. And you're like, there's got to be more than that. Somebody's got to tell me how to make the money and how to get the boyfriend and the girlfriend and the job and the house and the this and the that. And at the end of the day, the answer is always the same, you guys. And I know, we've heard it a million times, but follow your highest joy and excitement, moment by moment, as far as you can take it till you can't take it any further. And then, no matter what happens, something we don't like, I still experience things I don't like, you guys. That doesn't mean that it, but then staying in the positive state of, now there it is. Staying in the positive state of being to see the positive out of it.
So the paradox is, when you're in a positive state, only seeing the positive, then you don't see things you don't prefer. You just see them in a different way.
Exactly.
Because you're not a victim.
Exactly.
Feeling like you're being victimized by this thing that you don't like.
Well, and see, you guys, I got to stop because I will just keep going all night. I could. I do, because then I get the next idea and the next idea. And
then there's
but yeah,
that's always more playtime.
There's always more.
I'm going to leave you for now, but thank you so much.
Dave and I have been talking a lot about doing something regular, doing a regular open hangout like this. And we just
I figured, I thought this was regular.
What's a good time? What's a good day? Everybody's back to work now. Nobody's around during the day. So anyway, we'll do more. Keep an eye out on the site for events. We'll do them at different times of day for different people. I'm so glad that you were able to join us, both of you. I'm so excited that you were both here. And wow, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you all.
You too. And I hope we see each other again. Katove somose ilinda yinabakoya bashotoya lazino kiandara seposho minti ingaya naya la soposopashena kiana so sopasha. I just want to say it's been a joy and an honor and a pleasure and my excitement to share my soul with all of you every minute of every day of every year that I do. And I thank you. And I know, I think we can all stop saying hope. I know that these messages have touched a lot of people over the years. And thank you to all of you who have shown me that. And just as Bashar says, we're never going to have any more impact than we already have. It's just when you remain in your highest joy and excitement and you share just for the sake of sharing, you get to see the impact you already have. And that to me is a miracle. And thank you for that. Thank you for showing me that miracle. And all of you are just amazing. And I love you. And thank you, Dave, for sharing my highest joy and excitement. I'm very blessed. And I will say that if it wasn't for me starting this YouTube channel, we would have never met. And that is the truth. Well, at least I think we would have never met, but
Some other way.
maybe,
Some other
maybe some other way, but yeah, tove leshe, I love you. I love you. Would you like to?
Wa ne e te I ka ane rua. Ea, tu u ka ane. Ea, u a ane te I ka ae u tu ae. Ane u tu u ane ea. And I'm sort of reminded about the chanting and sort of the drumming
Yes,
kind of things
yes,
with the intention toward the ET contact.
yes.
Um,
I'm excited to do more
that-
of that too.
that anyone who's interested, light language is one permission slip, but just chanting whatever comes to mind with the intention of connecting with the extraterrestrials,
Yes,
the higher the spirits, whatever you want to connect with, that will assist with these things.
absolutely, absolutely. And that encourages me to do more of this and more of my drumming and chanting and things that I'm still somewhat timid to do, which is ridiculous, but because it's something that excites me. So
Well, you could put on a YouTube video of indigenous Indians just doing their normal chanting stuff that they do.
I love that stuff.
Chant along with them.
And it excites me very much.
You might be surprised that when you're doing it, if you just let yourself do it, that it starts sounding a little familiar and you're
Yeah,
making the same sounds and things that they're doing.
it's true. A lot of people say that when I'm speaking or singing light languages, somehow they just are able to speak with me or sing with me, and they don't understand how either. But I think that's part of the beauty of light language. It's our soul coming out, and other people recognize the sound of their souls, and it's just, I don't know, it's very interesting. So thank you for sharing, joining me. I love you. Mwah. Kia tove se bashana ke kia tofasha. And Abby says goodbye too. Love you guys. Mwah.
Signing off.
Bye.
Until the next now. Mia tove she.
Bye, guys.